Welcome, everyone. I'm here again with Erin. Erin, so happy that you're here. We were just talking about the energies of the past week, as well as the upcoming eclipse. And both Erin and I were experiencing a lot of intensity in the energy, and that it's been very draining. And I actually really felt a shift from Saturday onwards. From Saturday on, I really could feel that the energy felt more open again. And I'm very curious as where I am in Ibiza, we are going to have a full eclipse, like a 100% eclipse. And curious to see how that's going to be like because I am not really familiar with that. So before I start the meditation, I just want to share a quick update because I have been putting two new things out. If you are interested in working with me for a longer period of time, I am starting something really, really special for me as on the equinox in September. I'm starting a 6-month program, the Ankhana apprenticeship, where you can work one-on-one with me for 6 months, and I'm going to guide you through everything that I've learned in the past 20 years, and not just sharing information with you, but really assisting you to embody all of that in the way that's most suitable for you. We're working first on a solid foundation, and then we're gonna level up. So I'm super excited about that one. We're gonna work through the 5 elements over a period of 6 months. And if you go to my website, you can find it there. And the other thing that I'd like to share is if you are enjoying my meditations, you can now join me for a weekly meditation on Patreon. I just set up my whole Patreon yesterday. So the link is in the description. You can go there and you can join. There's different levels that you can decide depending on the budget, depending on what you want. And every Thursday, we're going to meditate together if you are available. If you're not available, you can have the replays in there and can do it like that. So I'm going to start with a meditation. Erin, if you can just for now switch your camera off so people just have me in the screen. Yes, thank you. And then for everyone, start with closing your eyes and very gently start to turn inwards. Start to feel the connection to yourself. Feel that you can be fully present with yourself right here, right now. And just notice what happens when you shift your focus from the outside world to your inner world. Notice what shows up. Notice the thoughts, the feelings, the sensations, the energy. And allow everything to become more and more peaceful, more and more quiet. Not by forcing anything, not by pushing or pulling, not by directing, controlling, but by allowing, by surrendering. But just letting everything move in and of itself. And connecting with that silence within, with that spaciousness within, with that place where there's this still point inside of you, like the eye of a hurricane, where everything is rushing around outside of you and maybe even inside of you. There might be thoughts flying around, emotions. But even then, within that, there's a point where you can find stillness, quiet, spaciousness. And just see if you can get there by allowing yourself to sink in, by allowing yourself to be present, to not judge your process, to not label anything as good or bad or right or wrong. Just by becoming more and more present, more and more still, feeling yourself in a way almost disconnecting from everything that is asking for your attention and connecting with the core of your being, your essence, that inner stillness that quite often is hard to find with the chatter of our mind and the hectic life that's around us. But keep allowing yourself to drop in, to sink in, to arrive at that place beyond the noise, beyond the distractions. And you may notice that you're even feeling more and more heavy, as if you're literally sinking in, as if you're literally landing more and more within yourself. And sometimes when we're not used to this stillness, we start to try to find something to distract us. We are needing those distractions, those thoughts, those feelings, to not land in that place of stillness, because sometimes it can be scary to not need to prove anything, to not be needing to reach for anything, to not prove your worth, but just to be. So even when you notice that you are distracted, it's completely fine. Just notice it, acknowledge it. Allow it to be there. Don't resist it. And then let go again. Drop into the stillness. And then you might be distracted again. Notice it. Acknowledge it. And release it. And the more often you are able to do that, deeper you will feel that connection. And it might not happen now, it might not happen every time you meditate, but each time that you do sit down, and that you take time to just be with whatever shows up, you are teaching yourself to be in that connected state with yourself and more disconnected from all the outside distractions. So even when it feels like there is still a lot of noise, you are learning, you are meditating, no matter how noisy it still is. So just allow yourself to be in that state for as long as you like. And I'm slowly Gonna transition to connecting into Isis. And then, if you haven't already done so, whenever you feel like it, you can leave questions in the comments. I know Erin already has a few questions ready as well. And let's just see how much there is to answer today. And I'm just going to connect now. Isis, Isis. Isis is here now with you, the ones. I am here with you and I'm sharing my energy with you, assisting each and every one of you listening, connecting in to fully receive these transmissions, these words, these energies that are being shared with you. So you can receive beyond the words, beyond that which is shared here through this channel. And you can receive at the same time your own information, your own images, your own knowings, your own downloads. So be open to listen to these words, as well as to receive yourself, as well as opening up to that which is shared with you individually. My energy is very present on your planet nowadays, as more and more are starting to wake up to their own abilities, their own gifts, their own available guidance And I am there to assist each of you in becoming more aware of this as well. Letting you know that you are not depending or dependent on anyone outside of you. You are capable of receiving yourself. You are capable of receiving the insights that you are longing for when you take time to connect and receive. But I am here now to take your questions. So go ahead.
Hello, Isis. It's lovely to co-create with you again. I have a question from Ankhana, and probably everyone would be interested in hearing this. There is an eclipse on Wednesday, and in some places it'd be a full eclipse, in some places it'd be 90 something percent. But we wondered on the significance of this eclipse and whether there's a way we could practice something during that eclipse or to and yeah, could you answer that, please?
As most of you are aware that what is happening during an eclipse is that the moon will cast its shadow in front of the sun, or the moon will be in front of the sun. So the sunlight is being blocked out. As this is happening while you are still in your daytime, you will experience darkness during the day before the sun has gone down. This experience is something that has a different effect on different people. One of the reasons why this effect is different is the intention or the expectation that you have when watching the eclipse, when connecting with the eclipse. By setting a conscious intention, you are directly changing your experience. You are directly more aware of that which is actually happening during this time of darkness. As there is a shift in light, there is also a shift in energies. And for many of you, this can be used as a reset point, as a time to turn off the light on your old life and wake up to your new life, and use this moment, this switch, to release all that you don't want to take with you into your new life. In a way, each sunset and sunrise offer you this possibility, but because the light switch is so much closer to each other, the switching off and switching on, the power of the switch that you can make is amplified with that. So when you use your time watching the eclipse, connecting with the eclipse, consciously releasing those parts of you, those old beliefs, old behaviors that you no longer wish to express in your life, as well as calling in the ones that you would like to express. You are making the best possible use of this special time.
Thank you, Isis. Deborah has a question now. She says, what is the best way for a person to connect with their higher self? She says it's a general question and she probably knows the answer, but she would like Isis, the perspective of Isis on this.
Be aware that there is not just one higher self that you can connect with. You all have a multiple higher self versions that you can connect with. Some have a very clear form to you, like a certain being, a certain guide, a certain version of yourself that you know as this higher version of you. And some might be less known to you up until now, but know that there are plenty of higher self versions that you can connect to if you choose to do so. So when you become still, when you move into that silence as was shared in the meditation, you are already tuning into more of you, more of the full version of you that includes all of these different higher self aspects, all of these different higher self forms, all of these different higher self expressions. The more you tune into yourself by turning inwards, the more you will feel these different levels of yourself that merge into one when you are fully opening up. It can be an interesting journey to get to know these different aspects of your higher self, as each of these aspects have a different perspective and different understandings that they can share with you. When you connect to these different aspects of your higher self, you are then capable of combining them, integrating them within your personal self, your physical self, within this human incarnation. And by combining them, integrating these different parts into one, you are then extending even further into becoming one with your self again. There's something that she wants me to explain about this, excuse me. So the way that she's, the image that she's giving me at this moment is like, it's like a feather. And I have a peacock feather here. That's why I actually picked it up today. And as you can see, there's lots of different strings to this peacock feather. And then in the end, they all form one beautiful peacock feather. So all of these different pieces of the feather are part of the one, are part of the one expression, but all have a different, literally, a different angle, a different way of, a different perspective, a different place, and with that, a different viewpoint and different knowledge. So the more you are able to connect with different layers of you, of your full being, and these layers are seen as higher selves or higher self aspects. The more you are connecting with these different ones, the more you can bring them together, the more you can embody into this physical reality, into this physical experience, into this physical vehicle, into this incarnation. And with that, you are expanding your understanding of all of it together, of the one being in its totality. Let me know if that makes sense or if it needs more explanation.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I cannot see you on the actual live stream on my laptop, where I can usually see you on there. Is it running okay?
Should be. It should be still, should still be live. You don't see me on YouTube?
I cannot see you, like when I'm on there, it just says waiting for Ankhana.
Oh, that's interesting. Let me double check on mine, on my side.
What's up? Anything.
There's something just playing. No, I'm still there on my on my screen. So might just
Okay.
be something on your side. Okay, let me connect back in. Are there any more questions?
I'll throw one of mine in and then ask another one of Deborah's. And then, okay, I had a. Are you ready?
Mm.
Yeah. I had a dream the other night, and my friend, like on the well-known channel Rob Goffia, the ET Whisperer, he was in my dream, and he was introducing me to these beings in this dream, and they look like sort of small, slender grey beings, but they weren't like your typical grey. They had smaller heads, and they were more wrinkly. And then he introduced me to his son in the dream, and his son just looked like a human boy with sort of long shoulder length dark hair, but his skin looked a bit sort of grey or blue grey, sort of like that color. And I was really vivid, and I just wondered what was going on, and if you can you know, if you can go into detail like with this. Thanks.
Mm. So I'm just first gonna answer it like this because I was already receiving a lot while you were asking, and then I'll see if Isis wants to share something directly. So what is happening is that because of everything that you're doing, because of everything, the meditations that you do, all of the orbs that you see, all the connections that you're making, you are opening up your awareness more and more. And because Rob is someone that is so familiar to you and you know so much of his channelings and you understand him so well, he is an amazing guide for your dream state to connect these beings to you, because you know he has those connections. It's a very safe way to introduce them to you in your dream instead of them just showing up to you right away. So with him being like the middleman, it is much easier for you to see them and to receive them because he has such an trustworthy presence for you, and you know him so well, and you know he has these connections. So him showing up and showing you this is kind of the most easy way to introduce this to you without shocking your system in any way. So that is just what wanted to come through like that. Your mind is becoming more and more open. You are understanding more and more about these connections and about the possibilities. It is not necessarily your mind that is receiving this, but it is your mind that is allowing these understandings to come in without interfering. That is where the open-mindedness comes from. It's not the mind that all of a sudden allows more in. It's the mind that allows an opening. So it steps aside, it creates an opening to let the information that is always present to flow through directly. In your case, with the opening of your mind, the opening of your channel, mostly happens through what you receive in your dream state. As here there is less interference of your mind, and here you can easily receive, and your openness, your curiosity is being rewarded there in the way that you are still aware of it when you wake up. So everything that you receive in your dream state is then taken with you into your awake state. The beings that you were introduced to are like a family to you. They are a part of your tribe. Some would call it soul family. You are related to these beings as you are related to Rob on a higher level. So allow yourself to explore these connections more and more, and you can do this by requesting to continue where you left off the day before or the last time you made the connection. Once you have names of these beings, you can easily request their presence during dream state or while you are awake. And once you are fully ready to perceive them visually while being fully awake, they will make themselves known to you in your day-to-day life as well. Know that they are often with you as you sense them or get a glimpse of them. But the full experience of their presence is, for this moment, still too much to perceive for you. So enjoy these connections in the dream state and know that they are enhancing your awake state as well.
I'm very grateful for their presence, and they can pop by anytime. I don't mind. I have no fear. I'm very open and accepting, and I'm excited to co-create with them. I was wondering who the boy was. That Rob's hybrid child, or was I misinterpreting it and it was my hybrid child? And Yeah.
It's almost as if the child is you in a different form, and that is also where what was just said, that your energetic connection with Rob was kind of shown in there, that he shows he shows you his son, which is you in a higher form. So there's there's a connection there, if that makes sense.
Very interesting.
Mm.
Interesting. Okay, thank you very much for that.
Mm.
Deborah has another question. She said, do the planets other than Earth in our solar system have an effect on us?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
She said, do the planets other than Earth in our solar system have an effect on us? Do the other planets in our solar system have an effect on us?
Yes, 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 they do. They do, as you are all connected to these planets in different ways. So the effect that one planet might have on you is not the same as it will have to your neighbor or friend. Depending on your connections, your higher self parts, your higher self aspects that are most alive within you, that you are most aligned with, you will sense the different planets in different ways. This is also why astrology and systems like human design and gene keys use the planets and stars upon your time of birth to explain your design, to explain who you are and what your quirks are. Knowing that these planetary systems have an effect on you at birth means that they will also affect you during your life, especially when the planets that were present at birth are reaching the same or a similar point in the sky as when you were born. Some even chase the places that represent the same planetary alignments on their day of birth to receive that which is present for them at that time. Being aware of the different planets in your sky and your personal connection to them can assist you in making certain decisions on when to decide and when not, when to trust the flow of energy and when to slow down, where to be at certain times if you like, as well as when not to take yourself too seriously.
Thank you, Isis. Thank you very much. I have a random question. What do Sasquatch or Bigfoot think and feel about our music? And do other animals perceive our music?
starting with the animals that are most known to you, the animals that walk around on your planet at this time. Yes, they do perceive your music, but in a different way than you perceive it. They mostly feel it in the vibration. They mostly sense it within their bodies, as animals are much more aware of frequency waves, of movements in the energy around them. And when there's something coming into that, they will respond as they are affected by it. So, depending on the type of music, they might feel drawn to come closer, or they retreat. The way that Bigfoot is built, are built, their perception again is different, as there is a different way of feeling, a different way of reading the energies, a different way of receiving frequencies. The frequencies that they respond to are very different than the ones that you would consider music. They are more sensitive to different sounds, different tones, at levels that not very often are present within your music. It's like a whistle, a dog whistle, that is not perceivable for humans, but it is for dogs. The whistle that you would need to connect with a Sasquatch being is again of a different tone, a different frequency than that which is known to humans. And she's just explaining that it's not just one tone that is different. There are parts of our music or frequencies that we are able to hear that our animals and Bigfoot are able to hear. But it partially has to do with the intensity of a frequency. So louder will have it's more, they will receive more of that. But then there's a loudness that we are almost, it's not loudness in loud, but like I don't have all the right words, like in toning frequencies that we are not capable of hearing, and they might be part of our music. We don't hear them, we don't receive them, perceive them, but our animals and even Sasquatch can at times. And then there are a lot of things that they can perceive that is not part of our music at all, which is like music to them and nothing to us.
Okay, thanks very much. We don't have any other questions there, but I was wondering if I could ask Isis to make it known to all our guides and and higher selves, and everyone that's going to Glastonbury for the 2 events there, if they could get together and show themselves in the sky, and and I'd be very grateful.
Mm. Well, she definitely can, but she's also pointing out that you and your requests are as valid and palpable and strong and useful and worthy and anything else that you can add into that as hers. You don't necessarily need another being to, like another spirit guide, to talk to the other spirit guides to get them together. Your own curiosity and your own excitement and request is enough. The thing is to make this request in a conscious way. So not just like, oh yeah, I really like it when they're there. If you really sit down and you sink into yourself and then make this request, like, hey, I'm calling upon all the guides, all the beings, all the support from the seen and the unseen worlds to be present at our retreat there, to show themselves so we can know beyond any doubt that we have made contact and that we are supported in every way. Something like that.
But like me talking to Isis, though, it gives my higher self an opportunity to, because they're all connected, so it gives my higher self an opportunity to talk through you to me in a way I can understand. Because the guidance I get, I don't really understand it in a way, a two-way conversation sort of thing.
Well, this is an interesting point that I can share a little bit more about. So this was something that came into one of the recent coaching sessions that I did as well. Receiving guidance from your guides. For some people, it's very difficult to translate that into words, as the guidance that they are receiving is in such a form that translating it into words is lessening the information so much that it's almost having to explain higher math to a 2-year-old, and you can only say it's something like 2 + 2 is 4, but then much more difficult. And you kind of lose the whole thing. You cannot express higher mathematics to a 2-year-old. And everyone is receiving guidance. Everyone is receiving support. Everyone has their own connection. But to be able to translate that into words quite often feels so limiting that that translation is kind of not there. It's cut off because it's much more useful or beneficial for you to receive without having the mental understanding, the mental wording to understand it from a human perspective, which doesn't mean that you're not receiving. It doesn't mean that you are not getting anything, but to be able to make this translation, it can feel like something that your soul just doesn't want to do, something that your being really feels like, oh, let's just do it like this in a direct way, and leave the vocal wordly communication out because it feels so limiting. I am a channel that channels a lot in words, as I've learned to do this, and it allows guides to speak through me directly, but know that whatever is being expressed in the words is just a very tiny part of what is being shared. And it's always, I think Isis also often says it, there's so much more being shared than just the words that come through. There's a whole transmission behind it. And even in the silences, there's a lot being shared. So knowing that gives you, hopefully, the permission to or the trust that you are receiving, even when you're mentally, wordly not having that translation of that what is being shared with you. When you are able to release that need to know from your human perspective through words, you are capable of receiving more, strangely enough. So the more you allow yourself to receive and perceive and experience beyond words, the more you are capable of receiving. And then at some point, you might be able to find a translation for it. But again, it will always limit that which is being received. So especially in your case, they are really pointing it out, like you are really receiving a lot through all of your connections, through everything that you're seeing, through everything that is there for you. And if you really want to be capable of receiving in words, it's always possible. Everyone can channel, everyone can learn it, everyone can do it. But for some people, they struggle more with it because their soul kind of feels like it's losing the purity, it's losing the quality, it's using the essence of the message once it's translated into words. And in some cases, that's why the wordly channeling is not flowing. And this is something that I literally only just recently learned through that coaching session, or it became much more obvious to me why this happens in some cases. But apparently I also needed to share that here now with you.
Yeah, that's been a lot of help as it goes, because it's made me think that because I find myself all the time, all the things I experience, I'm always trying to work out what it means. And what you're saying is that I should stop trying to work out and using my mind and see what it means, and just let it flow through me and just accept it, even if I don't understand it. Just experience it and observe the experience. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yeah. So if you can switch on your camera so I can see you, that talks a little bit easier for me. So we can both, yes, there you are. So yes, that's it. Like the more you allow yourself to receive without the need to understand it wordly, without the need to be able to explain it, you are receiving more. And this is something that can be frustrating because we learn as a child that only once you start speaking, you can like communicate. But we communicate way before we start speaking. And there's much more that we communicate without words than what we do with words. So yeah, see the more you allow yourself to feel the experience and to have the knowing and the sensation of a connection without having to vocally word it, that is super beneficial. And again, it is possible for everyone to channel with words. I've taught courses for 8 years, and I've always seen everyone in the end receive and be able to channel. But I'm also now starting to see that sometimes it's the mind that's in the way, but sometimes it's also the soul that just doesn't want to lessen the message.
Yeah, that's interesting, because sometimes I'll get a random word just bang pop in my head, and it's got to do with something I was just talking about or something I was just thinking about, and I look up the meaning of it, and it's like that word was just put in my head, and then because it knew I was going to go and look it up and see what it meant, and it had something to do with what I was talking about.
Mm,
Like an answer.
yes.
So that
Yes, and that is already channeling. That is like receiving and putting it out there. And then there is a communication. There's a very clear communication between you and your guides. It only has a different form than you might expect from everyone else that you know that channels in the way that I do, that Rob does, that Tyler does, and all the other channels.
but,
But there is a communication there.
but just going to look that word up, am I not still trying to work out what it means?
No, because you get the words, so you are like mentally receiving something.
Okay.
In those cases, it's helpful to get the understanding. And then that one word might just be like the message contained without too much chit chat and like distraction of words, and just handing it to you in that way.
So we're trying to communicate, we're trying to turn off the mind to try and learn to communicate in a more higher dimensional way with the heart.
Yes.
Is that it?
Yes. Yes.
Interesting.
And I am, while we are having this conversation, I am aware that channelers in the future will mostly be transmitting without words. There will be mostly sharing channelings without talking. Maybe for some they will still talk, maybe there might be a few words. It's already happening with the light language that is being shared, but even the light language will lessen. At some point it's just going to be maybe just sounds, or maybe even just silences, and people will receive from what is being transmitted without the vocal mental chit chat
Like
around it.
telepathic, like what Bashar says.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you receive the experience, you can feel it, you can see it, you can experience what that person's sharing, what they
Yes.
experience.
Yeah. And it's like when you walk into a place where there's someone at the stage that is like sending out a healing, or someone that has a very strong presence, everyone in the room can feel it because they are tuned into that person. And the channelings will evolve to that, where there is not, and this is not for everyone, not everyone is going to like that and enjoy that, because a lot of people want to learn here on the mental plane. But it's going to be a way of receiving that energy, that information, those transmissions without the need to talk. And it can, in that way, even go much deeper than the words that are being shared, because it just surpasses the mind, because there's nothing the mind can grasp onto.
Okay, yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
This has taught me a few things. Thanks.
Mm. Me too. Like it's like like I'm sharing this, but this is like I'm still channeling, even though it's not in Isis' voice. This is all just passing through me, but I am gonna close the connection with Isis and just sending my love and gratitude to her and to all the other
Yeah,
guides.
thank you, Isis.
Mhm. She's sending her love to everyone and to you. But thank you for helping. Yes. Thank you so much for your support again.